Let's talk about the Mumbai team. Well, no jokes there. These guys are serious, right? 5 trophies. They're serious with 5 of them. Can they go for their 6th? They had a very interesting auction where they were quiet for a rather large time. We got a little worried, saying, are they even going to make their team? And then they went on this buying spree towards the end. The very interesting proposition of Jofra Archer and Jasprit Bumrah bowling together. Won't happen this season, though, because Archer's, of course, not available, but will happen next season, hopefully. But there you go. There you have a look at the team there. Surya Kumar Yadav as well, right? Surya has an issue as well, Joy, doesn't he?
At least for match one, definitely has an issue for match one. After that, what we'll see, but that's the point, that they are going to have to play new guys. Tilak Verma, if Surya is not playing, Tilak Verma is almost certainly playing. And that's a huge opportunity for the young man. I mean, it's absolutely... The other interesting part about it is somebody like a Mayank Markanday. Because if you remember, 3 years back, he was in Mumbai Indians. He was the flavor of the season. He does really well for them, goes and plays for India. Rahul Chahar comes into the team, displaces him, becomes the number 1 bowler. Mayank Markanday goes back, then he goes to Rajasthan, he goes all over the place. Now they can't buy Chahar because he's too expensive for them, and Mayank Markanday makes it back.
Yeah. Wow. There's a few things. Harsha, I want to get you in on Tilak Verma and your insights on his capabilities.
He played the 2020 Under-19 World Cup. Didn't set the scene on fire. Neither did Hanuma Vihari in earlier years. But his numbers in List A, he averages 52 at a strike rate of 96 in List A cricket. Look at that. These people have put up a graphic and I can't even pretend to have known it. Kya producer मिल गया हमको? But look at the second one. T20, 29.3, 143.77. Now the thing with Tilak Verma is he's gone for 1.7 crores. That means there was more than one franchise that was actively going for him. So he's been scouted by more than one person. They think he's the real deal. I think, Joy, whether or not Surya is playing, Tilak Verma is definitely playing at 3. I think their plan is for Surya Kumar Yadav to play at 4. Now they have to find somebody else at 4. Maybe an Anmol Preet Singh or somebody else to come in and bat at 4 before the power starts with Kyron Pollard, Tim David, Daniel Sams, and all these people. They've invested in power. And on these kind of tracks, that will come in very handy. I mean, you look at someone like Daniel Sams, his 6 hitting numbers are just insane. They're somewhere, but there's no point me looking here because the producer will put them up anyway. 104 sixes. He doesn't know. 104 sixes and 96 fours in the last couple of years. He's a big 6 hitter.
Yeah.
So
the good thing is
a little bit of off spin.
Not just the producer. I don't think anybody knows. So you could be saying anything, and we'll just have to agree and nod along. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
And I just want to add to that just if you look at this lineup, exactly what you said about Daniel Sams and his 6 hitting power. When Kyron Pollard joined the Mumbai Indians in 2010, one of the reasons for taking him was his stats for first class or List A and T20 were exactly the same, more 6s than 4s. That huge, big hitting capacity is something that they look for in Mumbai, and they're going to get it. Interestingly, I was looking at Tim David, and it's how Multan is playing is very interesting because Rizwan was in form. So David was batting at 5 and 6, therefore he didn't get that much opportunity. But he is their designated finisher right now. At this point in time, it's he and Pollard who's going to finish for them.
Joy, if you're a team with Babar or Rizwan, you don't get too many opportunities.
That's right.
Because you don't. Because you have to come in and score 25 of 10 to get a good score.
Mumbai is going to probably look to do the same, right? With Rohit and Ishan opening, they'll be hoping that not too many opportunities come for number 3 and 4. And if you're talking about potential and talent and being dynamic, this is a fantastic opening pair of, impetuousness and experience.
The question is, who will they go with Bumrah? They like to play 2 quicks always with Bumrah. And I think the fact that they've lost Surya means they want to play more of a batsman. So I see Sams playing. As the season wears on, see what else they've done. As the season wears on, if the tracks start to get slower, they can, instead of Sams, they can play Fabian Allen, who brings the same ferocity at the end, but is also a spin bowler, so they can get additional spin from Fabian Allen. They can play Jaydev Unadkat. I don't see Unadkat starting much at the Wankhede, but as the tracks start to get slower, Unadkat will come into the side. But they are banking heavily on two others. I don't think both can play. One is Riley Meredith, because Mumbai like pace, but also I think they like Timal Mills, because Timal Mills was bowling 140 plus consistently in the 100. So he's not just like some of these others, someone who comes in and bowls a slower ball, because those get found out. Those are sort of 1-2 season wonders. Take pace off or 1-2 season wonders, but he bowls 140 plus consistently. But he's also more a death bowler. So Mumbai's problem is going to be who bowls at the start.
There is
so that is an area they'll have to.
Yes, this time for their bowling, and this is something that will be new to them, Joy, because otherwise their bowling has always been, it's been
totally
kind of
sorted,
tick, right? Totally sorted. So this time that could be an issue. Whereas with their 5, 6, 7, they always relied on the 3 Ps. It was Pollard and the Pandya brothers who were playing there. Now you'd probably look at Tim David and Daniel Sams playing that role, as we said, along with Pollard and Ishan right at the top, who, listen, I mean, you can talk as much as you want about his high price tag. I know for a fact, after having chatted with him, that he doesn't wear that heavy. He doesn't wear the pressure of that. And that's important to see for a young man. I feel that team is also, the behind the scenes, the management, the coaches that they have. I don't think they let Ishan wear the pressure of that at all. So I think from both sides, that's not something that you worry about, whether pressure coming from the management or the player feeling it himself.
But he was thinking about it in the 2 games that he played straight after the auction. I mean, he's a young kid and he got that kind of money. He was thinking about it early on, but now he's had enough time to go over. There's one name that's not in that list that I want to tell you about, and that is a left-arm spinner called Sanjay Yadav. And I'd like to see if Sanjay Yadav is a Krunal Pandya replacement or is the Anukul Roy replacement. I hope he's the Krunal Pandya replacement, because Anukul Roy hardly ever got a game. So
he's just a substitute fielder. He's just one of their best catchers, that's all.
I know, that's why I said that. So that, and I remember when the auction, we were all chatting during the auction, and I was asking Parthiv Patel when Mumbai were on, because he's one of their scouts as well, and he said, there's a player coming up we hope we can get. And I said, who? And he said, Mohammad Arshad Khan. This is one typical Mumbai Indians scouting deal. So I have not seen him play, but I'm just throwing the name there for all those people watching this, because he's one of those that they've scouted out, much like they scouted Jansen, and now they scouted Dual Brevis. See, why have they bought Dual Brevis and why have they bought Jofra Archer? Because they think this could be the last auction. So we've got them for much longer. But even if it isn't, 3 years from now, is Pollard going to be your retention? No, maybe Archer will be your retention. And they will work on Dual Brevis for 2 years, give him to South Africa, loan him to South Africa for a while and take him back.